Hi, I'm Chris from Airwindows, and I have a plugin for you, technically two. But first, let me introduce you to my little friend. Come on up, don't be shy. Yep, there you go. We're not using Logic today, we're using something else. I've done a little music stream, and it was encompassing stuff kind of like this. This is called Bespoke. And it's a little sort of music station that I'm going to be making videos with my old flashing lights, cool techno jam kind of thing. And the plugin that I'm going to show you, let me first get some noises happening. Don't mind me with this. I have been watching too much Adam Neely and experimenting with alien claves. And my researches are going well, so that's very interesting. But firstly, how about maybe we... well, firstly, can we zoom in here and tell that to be quiet? You click on the little thing to shut the thing down. I could also shut this kick down. The kick is a plugin called DXED, which is a DX7 thing. So I've actually made a trans kick out of a DX7. But that's not really the point. The point is... oh, and look, you can see me talking in the input here. Isn't that cool? That's adorable. We have plugins to introduce, and I will show you what they are. This is my little chain, and the plugins are variations on Ultrasonic. Like, there's Ultrasonic. I'm holding down U to get this option of different plugins, and we have a plugin called Ultrasonic Medium and Ultrasonic Lite. So what is Ultrasonic, you may ask? Ultrasonic exists already. It is the plugin where I am filtering supersonic frequencies at 96K or at any frequency really that can handle it, but it'll work better at higher sample rates, and that is what we're hearing now is 96K. Bespoke is running at that. So we'll probably want to be careful not to overload too much. Actually, that kick is noisy. Let me zoom out a little bit, zoom over here, and DXED can be quiet for just a moment there. So here's Ultrasonic. And you may ask, how do you patch something into here when it's not a DAW with slots and things? Like this. I hold down Shift, listen to what happens to the highs, because this is, I got slew only, I've got drive, and drive has all of its distorting, and the high pass is cranked all the way up. This is designed to make as much aliasing as possible. Drive doesn't have any filtering. Slew only isn't doing any filtering. So all of this is set up to make aliasing happen. Because the original sound is just this. But then when we distort it in Drive, which is not, there's no kind of filtering in it, it's an older plugin. If we slide Ultrasonic in here, I'm going to hold Shift and touch it to sort of this, the output of this one, it'll patch it right in. And you can hear how it changed the tone. That's got more aliasing, and that's still obnoxious, but it's not as much aliasing. In fact, we could also, let's see, option drag that to make a new one. Drag this away and hit backspace to make that shut off, and we can do the same thing after drive if we want. Oh, except for we've inadvertently patched it to this. Hang on. I got a little bit too enthusiastic there. So, holding down Shift and touching it to this. And we're increasingly filtering out everything that's going to get in the way of the smooth distortion of this very bright sound. And if we don't have the drive patched in, it's ultrasonic. We're really not hearing much of a difference. But the drive is causing enough nonlinearity that if we turn off the ultrasonic filtering, now we're hearing aliasing. Well, that is, of course, all very interesting. But what is Ultrasonic Medium and Ultrasonic Lite? Ultrasonic itself is a very intense filter. It is 5 bands of biquad filtering, starting at 20K. So even though you don't necessarily hear it very much, it's still kind of blurring the extreme highs a little bit. And these are for having a more subtle effect while doing the same thing. I've got option here, I'm a shift here, and I'll do the same thing with this guy. And there's what I was thinking of option about. I'll unhook that and hold shift again, and after drive again. And there we are. Now we have Ultrasonic Lite patched in the same place as Ultrasonic was. And you can hear that it's ultrasonic filtering, but it's even more subtle than before. So much so that we might not be hearing all that much, even with this exaggerated form. Like, I hear it slightly different. Let's tighten it up just a little bit. That's because it's 1 band of biquad filtering, and kind of the idea of this is when you don't need really heavy filtering, you can just kind of throw it in to various places and use it if you're throwing ultrasonic filtering all over the mix without necessarily wanting to get real heavy-handed with it. And then lastly, we'll shut that off for a moment, and we'll do the same thing. This time I'm going to copy it ahead of time. Option drag, there we go. Lastly, we're going to do that with Ultrasonic Medium. And this is 2 bands of biquad filtering rather than 1 for light or 5 for the full-on ultrasonic. Again, I'll hold down shift and whoop. Or no, I'm going to deselect that. So now everything is live, and there we are, and there we are. So now we have Ultrasonic Medium in 2 places. So we're doing 4 bands of biquad filtering distributed on both sides of drive here. And we can hear that what it sounds like, firstly, by switching off drive. As before, it's ultrasonic filtering. This is a 96K sound, and I believe it's sped up a little bit. Let's do something fun. Check this out. Look, it's an LFO. If you right-click anything like this with the little red indicator and stuff, you can throw an LFO on just by wanting one. Isn't that cute? So here we have ultrasonic, and we really don't hear any difference when we're not distorting stuff. But turn it out. Actually, let's go back to as bright as we can get. It's not that easy to get the sound to aggressively alias. I suppose a test tone might be better, but here we have our aliased and distorted sound. And we have the aliasing suppressed sound. And again, this is not complete overload of filtering. If you want the most aggressive filtering possible, Ultrasonic still exists. But this is for being able to bring in a efficient, no controls. We can look at it and see there's no controls. And in fact, you can't select a control because there aren't any to select. This is just for plopping into places in your mix. Hang on a second. Long as I'm doing this. Let's fiddle with this stuff a little bit. This is going to be the toy that I'll be playing in for doing music jams, because the whole idea of this, you know that you can get my plugins for free and I'm Patreon supported. Well, everything here is also open source and free. So yeah, help yourself if this looks like fun. I am certainly finding it to be fun myself. Like, check out this craziness. The open source world is getting better and better by the day. I have been present while the fellow who is largely behind lots of the work on the Surge synthesizer, which is also free and open source. Here, let me show you one. Everything's going to hiccup for a moment, but check it out. You can have one of these also as free open source. This one is not even really taking donations. This is a labor of love. This world is getting better and better as we go. But yeah, Ultrasonic Medium and Ultrasonic Lite are contained within the Ultrasonic Lite download, and that's what I've just posted. And maybe you've had enough of this insane alien clave rhythm. Can't blame you. I'm working on that stuff. It's going to become interesting. But for now, I will switch away from my new little friend, Bespoke. Goodbye. Away it goes. Whoop. And thanks for your attention. It's a privilege to bring attention to some of these other things that are happening. It turns out I'm not alone in trying to make stuff for people. And Ultrasonic is, of course, free. Airwindows is Patreon supported. Not everybody doing open source stuff is Patreon supported, but I'm going to leap into Bespoke and see how many cool things I can make happen in that environment with live streams. I've got a setup, unlike what you just saw, where I can run my microphone into the ATEM Mini and then be able to do stuff, talk to chat or talk to you over that while recording a jam that's underway, so that might be interesting. Anybody with a similar setup might be interested in looking into that. And yeah, this is a lot of interesting stuff. And it was something for me to do since Ultrasonic or Ultrasonic Medium or Ultrasonic Lite are not terribly exciting. They're ultrasonic filters. You're not supposed to be able to hear what they do. You're only supposed to be able to hear what they are preventing from happening, which is a bunch of nasty aliasing. And so, not the most exciting thing to demo. So I thought I would mix it up a little bit and show you what I've been working on lately and some of what's going to start bursting out all over the internet, I bet. Because I've seen a bunch of other people interested in doing this stuff. And it is delightful to watch everybody kind of pull together. That is enough for me for the moment. So I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.